I just played through 8 games using my new modern Brady offense. It is inspired by Brady's late career run with the Patriots. We will be going over 6 plays in this video that really focus on allowing us to diagnose defenses and pick them apart just like late stage Tom Brady. And we want to be able to scheme open our dynamic playmakers and put them in position to make plays deep down the field, but also get them space over the middle of the field and underneath. And it will all be run out of these 3 formations in the New England Patriots playbook. I also went back and tracked each play over the 8 games and got the stats for each of them so we can get a gauge on how effective each one of these unique setups actually are, and so how you can see how often I went to each one over the course of the season. Then this modern Brady offense is all part of my Brady career offensive scheme, where I have now released 5 videos breaking down all the different eras over Brady's insane Patriots run. So check the description for the playlist with all the other videos out for this scheme. Now the backbone of this modern Brady offense were 3 positions, with the first being his slot receiver, and his main option in this era is Julian Edelman. He was the ultimate possession receiver with hands that could make every tough contested catch. Then he was an amazing route runner capable of breaking off from any player, and when playing in the slot he had the whole field to work with, and Brady would use him to his full advantage. Now in this spot I am using the Julian Edelman card, who is obviously the perfect choice for this spot. Then on this slot player I'm using either short in elite or route tech, and this will enable them to get easy separation from man coverage and get open down the field. Then at tight end Brady had Gronk. He was a great inline blocker and he could really bully and maul people in the run game, blowing defenders off the ball, and this opened up so much for their offense. But then he was an almost impossible matchup in the pass game for linebackers or safeties to cover, as he was just too big, fast, and physical for them. He would work over the middle of the field a ton, and he added a power element to this offense, and his connection with Brady is legendary, and this has put him in the discussion for the greatest tight end ever. Now in this tight end spot I am using George Kittle, who is a great approximation for Gronk. Then on Kittle I do have route tech to make sure he will really separate from man coverage and give us a ton of easy completions. Then the third main option he would go to is a pass catching running back. Brady in this time was all about reading the weaknesses of the defense and getting the ball out quick to his playmakers, and a dynamic pass catching back was the perfect option, and Brady would use this guy a ton on little dump offs for quick hitters and in the screen game to get him open where he could be dynamic with the ball in his hands. And at my running back I am using Cordero Patterson, who is the perfect player for it, and he is a great fit because he has the size to run between the tackles and be physical in the run game, but he is also a great receiving option and can make a ton of plays as a weapon in the pass game. Next we are looking at mesh in gun tight slots, and this is a zone coverage setup, and here are reads and adjustments on this play. Now this mesh concept is an amazing chain mover that gives us 5 viable options to go to, and this is also a very good play to use on 3rd down to gain some easy yards. Now I first like to look to my running back on the rail route, and at the snap, if the flat on that side is dropping way out, I will quick throw this and just pick up the easy yards in front of him. Then this can also be very good versus man, and a ton of the time as he wheels up the field, the linebacker covering your running back will get caught up and run into different players, and this running back will get wide open for big gains down the field. And on this route I went 6 of 8 for 90 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Then we can look to the middle of the field, and we have this triangle read with the spot route and the 2 drags, and if the whole middle opens up, then fire it into the spot route for an easy pickup. Then if the hooks stay in the middle on the spot route, then you can look to either one of the drags underneath, and you can just go to whichever one is more separation, then rack catch it and get upfield. Then again, single high cover 3, we have this post, and the safety will drop too far out and the hooks will get sucked down, and you can just drive in this post over the middle for a really nice gain. You just want to make sure you keep this ball away from the safety with your pass lead. And in total, throwing to all the options on this play, I went 14 of 17 passing for 191 yards and 3 touchdown passes, making it a super consistent play for this offense. Now one part of this offense that I love is using one of the most unique formations in all of Madden 23 with double flex pats, and we are really going to take advantage of how unique it is in this offense. The 3 plays we will look at will all have this unique motion down from the outside receiver into the slot to give us a kind of stacked condensed look. Then we have an amazing amazing man-beating play that can be run from this motion, and it is super effective attacking out towards the sideline. Then with the same motion down, we can now attack the middle of the field with multiple crossers, and this is great to target a different area of the field and make the defense unsure where you are going after the motion. Then lastly, we'll have that same motion down, but now we can run the ball, and this player can actually turn into a lead blocker, and this can be super effective as well. Next, we're looking at PA cross in double flex pats, and this is a great zone beating play to attack all levels of the field. This is a super consistent play designed to attack every level of zone defense, making it super tough for the defense to take away. First, I want to read the flat on the wide side, and if after the snap he stays back, I just want to quick throw it to the flats and pick up those easy yards with our tight end. Then if the flat bites down, you want to look to the inside cross. Now you can wait till he gets further along in his route and gets in behind the flat defender, then you can fire it in for a nice pickup. Then if you are getting blitzed or the user leaves the middle of the field, then you can throw this quicker right as he breaks for an easy completion. Then if the user and the hook stay on this crosser all the way across the field, that should leave an opening for this backside dig to fire in over the middle in behind the defenders for your third read. I went to this route a ton, throwing it 6 times and completing all 6 for 109 yards, and it was super efficient for me. Then lastly, if the whole defense is playing back and nothing is open, then we have this running back on a swing pass. As he leaves the backfield, you can drop it down to him and let him make a play in the open field. In total for this play, over the 8 games, I went 14 of 18, showing it was super consistent, and I passed for 229 yards, and it helped me push the ball down the field a ton. Next, we're looking at Patriots corner in doubles flex pats, and this is our go-to man beating setup, and here are the reads and adjustments for this play. Now this play is going to be my go-to man beater for this entire offense, and with it you can push the ball deep down the field and pick up a ton of big plays. Now our go-to route here is the corner route, who motions down the formation before the snap, and then as he cuts up field, he will break out to the sideline, and I have route tech or short in a lead on this player, and he will activate, and you will get great separation for some really big pickups down the field. I went to this route a ton, and I went 8 of 9 for 164 yards and 3 touchdowns, and this was just super explosive and consistent for me. Then if the middle of the field is open, we have our wide receiver breaking inside on a post route for another great option. Once again, use route tech on this player, and as he breaks, he will get great separation for a nice pickup. On this route, I went 3 for 3 for 52 yards attacking the middle of the field, and I threw 1 touchdown to this route. Then we also have an out route from our tight end breaking towards the sideline, and this is a really good underneath option on this play if the deeper options aren't there. Then lastly, for a check down, we have this whip route that will actually break into the middle of the field, and this is another good option to check it down to for nice gains. The first run for this scheme is going to be counter Y in double flex pats. Now this is going to be a great counter run that is amazingly explosive, and when the blocking hits right, we can be sprung for huge gains. We're going to have this auto motion down that will match some of our best passing plays. Then the motion down player is going to become a lead blocker along with our pulling guard, and we want to wait for these blocks to set up, and once they engage, we want to explode out from behind them and get into the open field and make some big plays. Now over the course of this season, this run was super effective. We ran for 140 yards, busting some huge gains, and this was done on 32 carries, so this can be something you build your run game around. Now during the modern Brady run, that is going to be the lasting memories that we all have of his time in New England, he became the ultimate field general, controlling everything at the line of scrimmage and picking you apart. Defenses could never be right because Brady had seen it all, and he could find the weakness of your coverage and put the ball exactly where he needed it to keep the chains moving, and this is what allowed him to continue to dominate all the way into his 40s and smash every major NFL record. So I am using Tom Brady in this scheme, and I have set feet lead on him to make sure we get that extra zip on the ball. Then I'm using hot route master. Now this isn't a must use, but there will be a few plays throughout today's video where we do utilize it to make our plays more effective. Then throughout this 8-game stretch with Brady, I passed for 1,580 yards, going 82 of 106 passing. So we had a 77% completion percentage, showing we had a ton of easy high percentage throws in this offense. But then when you factor in that this meant we were averaging 14.9 yards per attempt, we were able to still push the ball down the field for some big explosive explosive shots while getting all of our weapons involved. Then we threw 20 touchdown passes and only 6 interceptions, making this a super efficient pass game. Next, we were looking at hoss wide juke and empty base flex, and this is a great zone beating play to attack all levels of the field. This is a super consistent play to attack every level of zone defense, making it super difficult to stop. Now, first we want to look to the safety, and if we get single high pre-snap, then post-snap we want to look to our 2 seam routes, and they will get in behind the flat defenders and free up the seam, and you can fire it into whichever one is open. And over the 8 games, I went 7 of 9 on these seam balls for 182 yards, so they really got to a great area of the field for me. Then if they are in single high and the seams are getting jammed really hard, then you can check it down to the hitches on either side, because the corner is going to play back, the flat defender stays inside, and you can just let this player make a play in the open field. Then if you get 2 high safeties pre-snap, then I want to work the outside players. If it's cover 2, then they are actually going to turn into streaks up the field. Then they will get in behind the corners and the safeties, who will get held inside by the streaks, and you can bomb them deep over the top for huge pickups. Then if it's too high but it's cover 4 post snap, the flat defenders will jam the streaks and the corners will back off, and then you can once again just go to the hitches underneath and let him make a play in the open field. Over the 8 games, I went 11 of 12 for 120 yards. Then if post snap you get man coverage, you want to work the middle of the field with your tight end, and he will be an option route that can break in or out, and either way it is going to get really good separation from man coverage, and I do use short in a lead on this player to make him separate even better. Then if you want to take this offense to the next level, you need to check out my website Scheme Kings. Up right now is part 2 of this video, where I will give you 8 more plays out of this modern Brady offense to allow you to make it into a complete offensive scheme with the ability to attack and take advantage of any defensive look that you come up against. Then already on the site, there is a ton more for this Brady Patriots offense that you can add to make it super effective. Also on the site, you can get access to my playbooks, which are full written breakdowns for my schemes, with 4 out so far, and the newest being my LOB Seahawks playbook that is 34 pages long, and it will help take your game to the next level. Then I'm also running a sale on the site, so use code SPRING at checkout. You'll get 50% off your first month, and this sale will run till May 9th. So if you want to check out Scheme Kings, I'll leave the link down in the description below. Next, we are looking at middle, high, low, and empty base flex, and this is a great play to attack zone, and it is maybe the best deep shot in all of Madden 23. Now, the first route we have here is this slot fade, and against cover 3, once you snap the ball, you will see the deep third defender gets pulled inside by the streak route, and this slot fade will get in behind him. Then the corner will not turn and run with the outside fade, and you can pass lead this up and down the field and bomb them over the top for huge pickups. Then against cover 2, you'll see the slot fade get a free release down the field, and now the deep half will get held inside by the streak, and once again this fade will just be wide open for an absolute bomb down the field. Now in total, I threw this route 8 times in the 8 games and completed 7 of them, and they went for 345 yards, giving us an incredible 43.1 yards per completion, and this is legit my favorite deep shot in all of Madden. Next, if they play cover 4, or if you see that deep blue defender on that side does run over to that slot fade, then we have this deep post that will break in over the middle, and this can be a really nice pickup attack in the middle of the field. Then if after the snap the user jumps to the post, then we have this spot route from the tight end, and this can be a really good check down option on this play. Now, this Patriots Brady full offensive scheme is amazing, but if you want to be a complete player in Madden, you also need to have a great defense. Now, I just did a breakdown of my Alabama Nick Saban defensive scheme that is one of the best defenses you will find anywhere in Madden 23. So if you want to combine it with this Brady offense and become the best Madden player possible, then you need to check out this video right here.